let's dive in. My friends, today we have some amazing women who are not only leaders and phenomenal gals, they are also women that have their own communities. And community is one of the most essential parts, not only of success in business, but also for us to bliss in our business. I'm sure you're going to leave today more uplifted than when you showed up. And part of that is because you're going to get some insights and some sharing from our fabulous panelists. And we're going to start with Heidi Kerner. And and I will put the full bio of each speaker in the chat. I'm not going to read the whole thing because, of course, we don't have time for the many accomplishments of these women. What I do want you to know, though, is that Heidi is the founder of Coffee Club Divas, a professional women's network group in Erie, Pennsylvania. And her mission is to empower women to make professional connections. And she's also an expert in teaching public speaking, communication. She is a very encouraging person. Would say encourager is one of the words you would use to describe her. And of course, she is also a best-selling author. Heidi, 5 minutes for you to share. And everybody, please go to speaker view on your screen. There you go, Heidi.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Give me the hands up. And who are my divas that are here today? I am so excited. I feel the love and the energy. I can't handle it. I am just so grateful to be here today. And as Caterina said, I'm from Erie, PA, and the rest of you are like from California. How did that happen? It's called the blessings of COVID. The blessings of COVID is that we all got online and all of a sudden I found my tribe. I created a tribe here in Erie, Pennsylvania, my hometown. However, through COVID, met all of these wonderful women in Los Angeles. These panelists today is who I am so grateful for. The reason why, they have become my VIP team. I love my divas. I've had my diva group here in Erie, PA for about 12 years. We are now global, but I'm the leader, or they love to call me the queen that I own. However, all these other panelists today, they have become my inspiration, my mentors. I have hired them. I have worked with them. I call them out and say, what about this? How would you handle these situations? I am so grateful today to be a part of this group, this community, this growing community, and to be with other esteemed women. We believe, and to have the same philosophy that I always had in collaboration, not competition. We bring each other to groups. We share speakers with each other. Let's help each other. Let's trust the process. So it's been absolutely beautiful. I do want to, in my beautiful Coffee Club Diva group, I do want to give a shout out to one of my members that on the Zoom room anyways next to me, Miss Linda. Lovely Linda, would you wave? So what I love about Linda, first of all, and the gift that I see with my divas is when women join, they're maybe conflicted, they're afraid to play bigger. Once they go through the process, once they go through some coaching, they go to the next level. I'm also proud of my divas that I have women in their 20s and women in their 70s. Hello, we take all women. Linda, who was always strong 10 years ago, but had a vision, a whispering in her soul to play bigger and to write a book. Now she's done her second book. But what she's done for my divas, for the group, is she's elevating women. She's done it afraid, she's done it scared, but she has stepped into her power. And now I get to reap the benefits of, how come I have like 50% of my divas are now authors? How is that happening in Erie, Pennsylvania? It's the power of women working together, supporting one another. So grateful for the other panelists. And to you, Linda, for being my membership mentor and to taking all of these divas. How many divas now? Like 20 plus 20, almost all of them are divas.
Yes, we had some carry over into the second book, but it would have been 42 total.
I
So
mean, that you are taking them to the next level because you trusted your soul, your vision, and your dream. So thank you all for being here today. Heidi, the queen of the Coffee Club Divas. Hands up, baby. I love it. Thank you.
my friend, do you want to take another minute to share how gratitude is present in your community?
Gratitude, yes, thank you. So gratitude in my community is what we live by, basically. My divas, we all come from a place of support and helping each other. That's one of our phrases. How can I support you? And again, how can we give first? Talk about gratefulness and the season of Thanksgiving. That's the philosophy that I learned as a young networker. Instead of what's going to happen and give me, how can we support others first? So it's the power of gratefulness, giving first is one of the main principles that our group is our foundation.
Thank you so much, Heidi. Everybody, put a big heart on the screen for our friend Heidi. Let's give her some love. Bing, bing, bing.
Give me the hands up.
Give her some love. Ba, ba, ba. Wonderful. Thank you, Heidi. Let's now go to our friend Joie Gharrity. Joie is the founder of Superstar Women Entrepreneurs. Joie empowers women to be superstars and shining a spotlight on their brand in the marketplace. And her unique perspective is that she worked for many years in Hollywood. And of course, she is also a coach and an author and a speaker. I'll put more about Jody in the chat. And Jody, let's hear about your group and about how gratitude is present in your business and community.
Thank you. Thank you, Theresa and PWN, for having me. And on a side note, I met PWN, Theresa, and so many of you fabulous ladies through Gina Estrada. And so it goes back to the gratitude. It just takes one connection and all this magic happens, right? I wanted to talk quickly today about a memory I had when I was thinking about coming on stage today on the panel. And it's a memory I had on the cliffs of Maui. It was called A Message in a Bottle. I was having a really difficult time personally and professionally. I came from a background where it was dominated all men. It was not unusual for me to be the only woman in most rooms most of the time. So I was quite lonely. But I remember when I was done with this spiritual ritual that I had this incredible download of my true purpose. And it was to take everything that I had learned from my mentors and from the Hollywood entertainment business and then bring it to the marketplace. But here was the difference. I was going to bring it to women, particularly women entrepreneurs. And for the other part of this too, around the purpose, was not just to bring a community together, but a support system, and then through a knowledge base of trainings and mythology and systemologies and things like that, so the women could really push each other up and soar higher and higher out in the marketplace. I share that memory with you because when that memory was downloaded to me, I had no idea how I was going to do it. None. But I trusted in the divine, and I really jumped back into my inner game of gratitude. And then I met this woman. Her name is Gina Estrada. She happened to be on a stage of mine through another connection, and we lost touch for a while, and then we reconnected again, and she brought me to Monterey. And then she introduced me to the PWN sisterhood. And that was the beginning of a new extension. And then she said, let's do something together. And so it was called the Prosperity Club when it started. And it's been growing ever since. Again, the kernel of the heart behind gratitude and trust and seeing the bigger picture, even though, again, no idea how it's going to make it happen, right? Is that everything does get delivered. It always gets delivered when you're willing and you're able and you're open to saying yes. And so I was open to saying yes. And so that is how now I call it the Superstar Women Entrepreneurs membership was launched, and the community has grown and expanded ever since. And it's incredible, all the dots that have been connected, not just because of necessarily one member, but of all these different networks. And to Heidi's point, there is plenty of spotlight to go around, plenty. And that is another part of my teachings, my trainings out there, because again, I came from a male-dominated Hollywood, which that was not preached. There was not enough spotlight to go around. Okay, it was you were not a we. Being an I was very much a motivating factor down there. And so this bridge of self-discovery and my inner game and all the magic and the wonderful connections and that has happened, it's been my new word I've decided is glorious. It has been glorious on every single level, both personally and professionally. And so I'm very, very proud to be here. And I'm very grateful to be amongst all of you sisters. And let's throw the spotlight on each other in as many different ways as possible, as quickly as we can, so that we can all elevate each other and soar higher and higher together. And I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Thank you, Joie. Thank you so much for those words. Everyone, let's give some love to Joie for her contribution. Thank you, Joie. And Joie mentioned Gina Estrada. And Gina is, for those of you that may not know, Gina is one of the past presidents of this group who, when we have our fundraiser in December, the money goes to the fund for our gala, and we contribute to the community for women. We make contributions, and I'm sure someone will talk about that later. And thank you for that, Joie. Bing, bing, bing. Okay, let's go to our next panelist, who is Tracie Root. Tracie Root is the founder of the Gather community, and she helps women remember their best selves. She supports women to get their health, life, and business upgraded. She is also a bold coach for women. Be bold in your business, be bold in your sales. She is also a best-selling author, excuse me, coach and speaker. I'll put more about Tracie in the chat. Tracie, please share your thoughts.
My thoughts. Hello, everyone. My thoughts are like this glowing ball of light right now. I don't even know how well this is all going to come out, because from the breakout room to hearing Heidi and hearing Joie and knowing what's to come with Caterina and Theresa and everyone else's comments, I'm like bursting at this moment. So I'm going to share just a couple of things. I'll tell you about the Gather community and a little bit about myself. The Gather community, as Heidi was mentioning, was born out of a blessing out of the pandemic. We started as an in-person event space, and we were only open for 5 months before we had to shut down. But the amazing thing is it got me out of the, the hamster wheel of dealing with the day-to-day to remember what our mission was, which was to bring women together, to build community, and to connect people so that they can support each other in business and in life. And so instead of being geographically bound by this 1,000 square feet here in Santa Cruz, California, we now are a national, international, all across North America, because time zones are a thing, and all the way out to St. John in the US Virgin Islands. So a little bit out of the boundary of North America continent. And and the members all across our membership are thriving because they're connected to each other. Yes, we promote women in business. Yes, we have events, and yes, we lift up everyone that we can, but really everyone's lifting up each other. And I think that that is really the through line for everything that we do, and I see some nodding heads, which really just makes me happy too, because those heads are from people who are in our community. Monique, thank you for commenting also about being a community too. It's great to see you here. I want everyone to make sure that they have a pen, because I'm going to throw some words out for you to remind yourself of some things that might be living in your heart that you haven't thought about for a while. I'm going to list off our 12 core values for the Gather community, and I'm going to do them in a really random order, starting with gratitude, because that's our core value for November. And here we are at the Gratitude is Gold Gathering. But here are some other thoughts for you. And if you need a new word to grab onto, glorious, by the way, is glorious. Thank you, Joey. These themes are themes that we want to recur in our lives, but we need to remember to do it intentionally. So here we go. Here's some stuff for you. Cooperation, kindness, support, resilience, courage, trust, community, generosity, dream big, fun. Don't forget the fun, and leadership for yourself, for your business, and for your community. I don't know if I got through all 12. I kind of did them randomly, and I wasn't paying attention to whether I didn't check them off a list for me. But I hope that those, did I get all 12? Thank you, Elizabeth, for counting for me, my teacher. I hope that something there sparked a reminder for you to think, maybe this is a theme to share with someone else in my community today. Because the more we take what we have and allow it to spread and to grow and to grow. When I started coaching a decade ago, I didn't know I wanted to change the world. I just thought I wanted to lose some weight. But what I realized is that it really matters to hold on to the things that matter to you and to share them with others. And that's what community is all about. How gratitude shows up for me super quick is knowing that I just renewed for my 3rd year in PWN. From the moment that I joined this organization, I knew that this was my people and I wanted to be here. And it's one of the places I come to most regularly for my own personal growth and fueling my own spirit. 3rd year there, I'm joined the board, super excited about that. And what I'm most excited about is all of the collaboration that happens. Looking around the screen, I think the good 2/3 of you have been connected to me in the past or present, and definitely in the future. So I'm grateful for all of you. Thank you so much. And thanks for the spotlight. Thanks, Caterina.
Thank you, Traci. Thank you so much. Love the list. Let's go ahead and give some big love to our friend Traci. Bing, bing, bing. Yay, Traci.
Yeah. Caterina, would you like me to introduce you?
Yeah, that would be nice. Thank you.
Okay, I would love to. Caterina. Oh, Caterina. Just a favorite of mine. Caterina, founder of Thriving Women in Business. Her mission is to provide entrepreneurs a community to thrive their ambitions and to not only uplift themselves, but also their families, local and global communities. She is grateful. Oh, I am grateful for Caterina's heart. She truly loves helping entrepreneurs succeed, expand, and grow to make the world a better place. Thank you, Caterina.
Thank you, my friend. I've been doing my thing now, meaning supporting women in business, for about 30 years. Where did the time go? I don't know. I remember, though, about 15 years ago, a training that I had put together was ending. And this fabulous gal came up to me and she said, Caterina, I've done this program with you. I've done this program with you. I love being with the ladies. What else do you have? And in that moment, I realized she wasn't coming for all the education that I so painstakingly put together. She was coming for the community. And that was the moment I got conscious about cultivating a community. Really, it had happened unconsciously because some of these things Traci talked about, being kind and supportive and inclusive, this was my standard operating procedure. Well, once I got conscious about cultivating a community, I got to see how much fun it is and how rewarding it is. And I want to invite you to include community in your business. And now with Zoom, Traci and Joie and Heidi all mentioned about, the pandemic, and that really the gift of the pandemic is that now we have friends all over, and your business probably has new clients all over, depending on your business. And let's amplify that gift. Let's amplify the value of you and your business by including more community in it, finding ways to connect our people together, because whatever they hired you for, I'm going to tell you something. They're going to keep coming back for the community that they get when they're with you. And I'm seeing some of you are very aware of that, right? That's why they keep coming back, because that is something that I don't necessarily sell community. If you look at the bullet points on my website, it doesn't say you're going to get all this community. It mentions it a little bit, but there's no price tag you could put on it, because it is truly priceless. Let's take a deep breath, my friends. And one of the values that Traci mentioned that I want to shine the spotlight on is generosity. And generosity facilitates community. When we think of generosity, though, it's not just money, although money does matter. When your clients ask you to sponsor their breast cancer walk or a donation for their child's school, my SOP is to always be a yes. Always be a yes. Now, can't always write a big check, but can always write a little check. And that is an SOP in my business. But generosity, though, is not just money. It is also taking time to talk to that person that is not your ideal client, but they can use some support. And of course, for your clients, sometimes I hear coaches talk about, oh, you don't want to be over giving. Well, let me tell you something. I've been doing this a long time. There's been like one moment in 30 years where I felt that somebody might be over asking and I might be over giving. But this is a ridiculous term, because giving feels great. And generosity not only looks good on you and your business, but it feels great, and it gives you more vitality to keep being generous with your listening. And some of you have this incredible superpower to put women together, to connect them with each other. And let's amplify that. And that is generosity. So I encourage you to look at, where can you be even more generous in your business? And do you have a plan for client appreciation? Do you have a plan for cultivating community? And as we look at next year, let's create that plan, or let's upgrade that plan. Because not only is it good for you and your business and your bottom line, but it's good to increase your bliss in your business as well. My friends, blissing to be with you. Thank you for that. Bing, bing, bing. I'm going to give myself a heart. You can choose to give me a heart too, if you like, because you know what? We got an endless supply of love. So let's share it. It's like the loaves and the fishes. We never run out. Bing, bing, bing. Okay, I'm going to introduce now. Thank you, Monique. I'm going to introduce our final presenter, and the one that we all love so, so much, and that is Theresa Ream. Theresa is the founder of several multi-million-dollar organizations, the Ream companies, with over 42 years of business success. She is known as the largest minority-owned restoration company on the Central Coast and beyond. Her companies include disaster cleanup, FRS team, flooring, Cypress Design. She just has a new franchise they just bought 5 minutes ago. And as you also know, she is the founder of Feminine Wiles, providing lifestyle and business consulting. There's much more I'll put in the chat. Theresa, bing, bing, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me get my gratitude tissue box just in case. But ladies, look how far we've come. Not just PWN, but all of you. Think back before the pandemic, 2019, the start of 2020. Where were you? What were you doing? I guarantee you it's not as big as it is today. Not as big. You know, when the 2019, some of the leadership, I re-signed after like being out of PWN for like 7 years, and I re-signed up, and then they immediately called me. They said, "We need you to be the president." And I'm like, "Wait, I just signed up to be a member." And they said, "No, we need you. We don't have a board of officers or anything. We have to do something." So I went to my first meeting, and everybody was like, "Well, who is this woman?" I think Gina Estrada said she just came out of left field. We didn't even know anything about her, and she was our president. And I was so nervous. And it was an in-person event. And Marion stood up and said, "I will support you. I'll be your vice president." Marion, I just could have melted. I just said, "Oh my gosh," because anyone that knows Marion, she's stability. She's just a beautiful, stable presence in my life. So thank you, Marion, for standing up and standing by my side at first. But little did I know, the first thing I got in and I said, "I'm going to change. We're going to stop meeting in that dreary old back room, and we're going to meet at our members' places of business as mixers." And we had our first one, and then we got shut down. And so the board, just brought you to this beautiful place that we are now, and sharing and having friends all over the globe through that change. And now, global communities are just a big part of my life. And I felt like PWN had something big to share. And that was right. It was really right. I felt like we were connectors, and we were supposed to connect with women around the globe. And so I started meeting these amazing women. Joie Gharrity, when I first went to her prosperity club with Gina Estrada, she said, "What do you do? What do you have awards in? And I told her, and she goes, "You have to spotlight them." And no one ever told me that. No one ever told me you have to spotlight your strengths. And that was a beautiful beginning for me to be able to do that. And she said, "It's your birthright to spotlight your accomplishments." And then Heidi, I met you at a chamber online mixer, something. And I just admire the community that you built. When I go back to Erie, and it's just like coming and being with old friends. It's like a warm blanket These women are just amazing, amazing women. And I'm so grateful for your group, Heidi. Traci, I admire your tenacity and your, oh my gosh, you just surround your women. You're there for them really 24/7. I don't know when this woman sleeps. If I send her a message before I even get done sending it, it seems like I see their little bubbles and she's typing. It's just, oh, she's just there for you. Anything you need, she's right there. And she provides this community with all these speakers and wonderful things. Caterina and her Thriving Women in Business community is just, oh, it's glorious. Did we come up? Was that the word? Glorious. And what I appreciate about Caterina, she has this innate ability to look deep within women, and she pulls out, she looks at your talents in there, and you don't even know. You're like, oh, nah. And she looks at them, and she pulls them gently. She coaches them forward. It's just an amazing, amazing woman. Patty Farmer opened up a whole new world to me. This woman is just so dynamic that it just rubs off on you. You become something that you weren't before. See, I'm going to need these tissues if I keep going. Linda is one of the most heartfelt women I have ever met in my life. When you get a text from her, you're like this, and your eyes are like this. They're watery because she tells you how much she loves you, and she just pours into those few sentences, and you just feel so amazing, just so amazing. Oh gosh, who am I missing? Krista Beavers. I mean, this woman, another dynamic powerhouse. You know, you come in, you give her stuff to do with your books, your bookkeeping. It can get crazy, you know that. And she just comes in, so just, oh, I got this. Don't worry. And you don't have to worry about a thing. So let me go to the second screen here, because I know I must be missing someone. Let me see. Carrie, her coaching style is so loving. And she is another dynamic woman that you're talking about one thing, and you can see her mind working over here. And then she just comes out of right field, and she's got the solution for you. So, you know, really get to know these women. There's something to said about going global. And I know each one of you should be thinking about going global if you're just thinking about being local. You know, local is wonderful. But at times, if you've been like this, if you've been thinking, you met with someone, even coffee, it takes you 2 hours, and you've helped one person. They picked your brain, right? And you help one person, but then you go home and you think, darn, I could have used that 2 hours to help the world. I could have, you know, why you guys, you have books in you, you have podcasts in you. It's what else do you have in you? You can educate. You've got the workshops. You need to think beyond global, because the world needs to see what you have. And, you know, many different social forecasters say that we're in an end of an era. And I think that it doesn't matter if you're a coach, online business, or even a service provider that just has local brick and mortar. It doesn't matter. You need to get out and start building your global community and the presence. And it will be one of the investments for you and your business, one of the greatest investments. So I'm getting off my soapbox now. I didn't need my tissue. I'm so proud of myself. And I love you all. And now I'll need my tissue. It's been an amazing 4 years for me. It really has. So I can't talk anymore, so I'm going to get off. Caterina, may I hand it over to you?
Thank you, Theresa. Everybody, let's give some big love to our friend Theresa. Bing, bing, bing. Theresa, I know I speak for everyone who's here and our board in saying that you have been a phenomenal president for us. And you make me so happy that you're staying on the board. And I was very depresso when you were not going to be around anymore. So thank you for staying, because many of us are here because of your leadership.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We do have a few minutes if anybody would like to have a question or make a comment related to our panel. And then I'm giving you some heads up. We are going to take some gratitude shares in the room for someone else in the room. But before we do that, does anyone have anything that they would like to say or ask of our panel? And please do use your reaction hand. Or you can just do this if you can't find it, because there's so many new buttons down there at the bottom, so that I can go ahead and call on you. Da 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 da, la 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 la. Okay, well, let's take a deep breath. Okay, anyone? Questions, comments, revelations?
I'll go.
Theresa.
I wanted to say something about Joie Royer. You know, she's been on the board 5 years now, 6 maybe. And the amount of work she's put in to make us run smoothly on our website, on the things that we post, so you can sign up, all the bells and whistles for signing up and different things, is all because of Jody. And she's just, she's one of these people that they see something over here, I'm going to do it. And they do it perfectly. And then they go over here and they see it. And it's just, the admiration I have for that is just beyond anything. So thank you, Jody.
Thank you, Jody. I second that share. Everyone, let's give some love to Jody. Jody has been so tireless in her support of PWN,
Yes.
doing it all with a huge smile and a positive attitude. Your positivity, Jody, is inspiring. Really, it is genuinely inspiring. Now, Michelle, did you want to say something? I saw your hand.
I did. I sort of answered. I sort of answered my own question, but this was a question for Theresa because she touched on thinking globally, and so I'm a nurse coach. I'm a registered nurse with a license, and I'm only allowed to practice under my license as a coach, as a nurse coach, in the states that like if I'm in the compact, we have what's called a nursing licensure compact agreement all over the United States, except for several states that are just not willing to budge. New York is one of them. I have a home here and a home in Georgia. My permanent home is Georgia, so I can operate under my clinical license within that state and almost every state except the ones that are closed off to it. So thinking globally, I was kind of pricked by her comment on that, because I would love to do something like that, but I'm kind of limited as far as my clinical license.
Yeah, I have the answer for you. I can't
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. It could be an anthology book with nurses like Linda together. It's getting the influence from other people, being introduced to people that sparks something in you to do something else. It could be a podcast. It could be just joining women's groups and starting coaching in some way. There's all kinds of things that you can do that isn't directly connected with your business. It comes back to market that business and you grow from global influencers that you meet and that you're introduced to.
Okay, thank you.
And Michelle, you want to
If
look.
anybody has testimonials too, please come forward. Joey.
Yeah, I'm going to call on Jody next. Michelle, I want to share with you, because your industry is regulated as a nurse, but there's a lot, but doing midlife coaching for women or retreats for women, this would be not regulated. So you can look beyond that too.
Okay. Just think like way outside of the box. Gotcha. Thank you.
Or even just a little bit outside the box. Bing, bing. Thank you, Michelle. Let's go to Joey and then Patty. Joey, please.
I just wanted to double on Theresa's share with Jody. When the pandemic first hit, there was still the women's gala event, and she literally made it was like the Oscars. It was incredible, like what she did for us. And I remember sitting there and being part of this, and it was such a dark time anyways, and how it brought so much joy and light and happiness to the entire group. And so I just want to tell you, Jody, you are a superstar times a million, sister, times a million.
Thank you, Joey. Everybody blow some more kisses to Jody. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bing,
Thank you,
bing.
you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate
Heidi,
it.
let's go to you and then Linda.
Okay, I'm going to do Theresa last because I might cry. So well, I'll cry anyway. So I want to first give my testimony to Krista, who literally is like a superstar. Her and Theresa both, I think anything that I have ever suggested, asked, kind of hinted even, like they're always a yes. They're always like, okay, Patty, like whatever, like they're always a yes. They're so supporting. And I just really, really love that. I want to give a testimony to Tracie Root. I have to tell you, she is glorious. That really is such a great word. She embodies community. And I'm just so thankful to have her in my life and to be writing for my magazine next year. I'm kind of excited about that too. And then Rochelle Bryant. I have to tell you, there's times you meet people in your life. We've actually been thinking that maybe we're going to be related. We think maybe we might even be related. But I have to tell you, I never have a conversation with her that I don't walk away a better person. And I'm so excited because she's even going to come to Bodhi and to be able to come and support me. And I think that's pretty amazing since she lives so far. So I have to tell you, Theresa, Tracie, Krista, and Rochelle have made such a big impact in my life this year that I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you. Everybody, let's give some love to Patty. Mwah, bing, bing, Patty. Bing, bing, bing. Okay, let's go to Linda. Linda, please.
Hi, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today to help us all. And I feel the community structure amongst all of us so strongly. And I feel the love too. And I feel absolutely glorious with all of you. But I want to give a shout out to Heidi, because there was a time in my life that I couldn't even stand up and talk in front of anybody without writing my own name down. So I got so scared I couldn't remember my own name. So she took me and she pushed me over the edge. And I say pushed me over. And she taught me do it afraid. And I've never stopped since then. So I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful for Heidi, and love to all of you. And Patty Farmer, you helped me too. And I just, all of you, I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much. Would anyone else like to have the floor and say what they're grateful for someone in the room? Dun, dun, dun. Go ahead, Claudine.
Hi, everybody. So you all know Joie Gharrity. Where is she on my screen? There are a lot of people on my screen. So I just moved. Hi, Joey. So many of you know that Joey she runs the Superstar Women Entrepreneur Media Network, and she is great at connecting people. So she brought me into her network. It'll be a year in January, Joey. It'll be a year. I was one of her hosts, and I had been thinking about doing a podcast, but I was overwhelmed with all the things that you need. You know, those of you who do podcasts, you know all the things. But she created a system. She made it easy. She provided support, and she's still connecting me with people. Like, she could just be like, okay, you're in my fold. I don't need a deal. But no, oh, you need to be on this person's podcast. Oh, you really need to meet this person. So thank you, Joe, for being a wonderful connector and leader in my life.
Thank you, Claudine. Okay, everybody, let's give some love to Claudine and Joey. Bing, bing. Monique, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Caterina. Well, I'm going to share my love for you, Caterina, because, yes, you know, ever since I've met you, it's like you're always standing on my shoulder, just coaching me in just the various things I learned from you. And I just want to thank you, because I'm a very slow cooker, as you say, but it's all good because, you know, we do things in our own time, and that's just what makes us unique. And I'm just so grateful that you have always been so supportive, and you're always just with me when I work, because I do listen, I learn from you, and I apply what I've learned. So thank you.
Thank you, Monique, for your kind words. I so appreciate it. And Monique, I'm gonna rave on you. Monique told me today that she's speaking on a panel next week, and it made me so happy because she's not been as interested in that in the past. So I am blissing for you, Monique. Yay, bing, bing, bing. Hey, let's give some love to Monique, everybody. Bing, bing, bing. Okay, good. Theresa, go ahead.
Yes, I am grateful for Julianne Wetke. A year ago, our fundraising person ran away. And so we were like, okay, well, what are we going to do for, our big silent auction thing? And it's like the clouds parted and Julianne came floating down and said, I'll take care of it. Don't worry. And then we're like, what do you need? Do you need? She's like, no, just don't worry. We got it. And it was, a lot of you attended and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful silent auction. So thank you, Julianne. And then I want to, for Marian Gellatley. Marian, she has such a way about her that really teaches women how to be beautiful and how to look good in their clothes and not look frumpy and all the things that you look for when you go shopping. It's like Caterina that you said she sits on your shoulder, and Marian will forever sit on my shoulder saying, no, don't buy that. Now sometimes I do anyway when I'm bad, but it's just that you look at the patterns, you look at the lengths, you look at how it fits your waist, and you really analyze. So she's just incredible. Thank you, Marian, for all those years of pouring into me so I don't look so frumpy.
Thank you so much, Theresa. Let's give some more love to Marian and Theresa. Bing, bing, bing. Yay. Okay. Anyone else would like to share? Before Marian, I see your hand. Go ahead, my friend.
Other than Theresa, I'm probably the person here that has been with PWN the longest. A long time I have been a member. But as a result of PWN, which really helped me connect with this community that I moved to where I knew no one, that really had me growing my business and serving women in the community, also led me to the 5 panelists that talked today. I have worked with Caterina, I have worked with Joie, I have worked with Traci, I have worked with Heidi, and all of you have brought so much meaning to me. And one thing I was telling Theresa, and I'll tell all of you, I am at kind of a stage in my career after 32 years of this business that I am going to be moving onward to a new chapter in my life. And that chapter is going to be travel and fun and relaxation. Well, anyway, I just wanted to say, if I didn't say it already, I think I did though, just a final thank you to all the fabulous women of PWN, and then all of you outside of PWN who I have come to know and love and be supported by, and I hope supported you all these years. So it's been fabulous. I certainly am not going to disappear from the face of the earth, but I will be, checking back in with PWN and with all of you on occasion. So I already have an invitation here from Linda Lenore to talk about retirement and how I might be able to do things in new forms. So let's wait and see. But thank you to all.
Thank you, Marian. Yes, I expect you to do something like travel fashion or something with lots of pictures of where you've been and things like that.
There you go.
Yes. Caterina?
I want to, I love that Marian just shared because before she shared, I was reflecting on the fact that Linda Lenore, I have known for probably 30 years. And today, I'm a confident gal I'm a confident gal. I'll just own it. I'm a confident gal. But I want to say, way back when, Linda, I'm so grateful for you that you picked me, that you picked to step into our community, that you were a yes to be in a book with me when I used to publish books. And today it's so nice when, you get a new client, it feels great. But in the early years, when women like you, Linda, that I love and respect and had so much respect for at the time, and of course still do, that you picked me, and the same for Marion. Unfortunately, she's fallen off. But when Marion was a yes for me, and her, as I respected her so much, it meant so much. So I want to say thank you to you and Marion for picking me way back when. And of course, Linda, for you for still sticking around to hang out with us. And as I look on the screen, I also want to say thank you to my friend Elizabeth that I meet with every single day, and we share our goals and our gratitude. And Traci, my very good friend, how you have uplifted my life so much. Time for the tissues. Thank you. Thank you, Theresa. Thank you.
We have Linda.
Okay, so let's get some things straight here. Let's be authentic about it. Caterina saw me at a national speakers convention, and she said, "What's wrong, Linda?" And it was probably like the lowest point of my life at that point. And she said, "Linda, we need to get together. I need a chapter for this book." She encouraged me. She always has been encouraging me. When I first met Caterina, I lived there in California. I lived down in the Los Gatos area, and I would go up to San Francisco to the chamber meetings because I wanted to be around this incredible, powerful woman. And this was, we'll say the late 90s. I think it might have been earlier than that. We'll say that. She's always been encouraging to me. And she's always been there to support me through any and every one of the challenges. And I'm going through one right now with my husband's and his health. And these communities that are being built by everyone for women, because only we as women really know all that we go through to run a business and to take care of the others, and often forget that self-care. So every one of you, rather than giving the long list, you know who you are, and I thank you very much for being in my life. And it's the most powerful gift I think that we as women can give. So thank you.
Thank you, Linda. That was so heartfelt. Thank you. I'm coming back to Erie, Pennsylvania in 8 days to see my friends and have our book launch. I can't wait. And when I do, I usually get an ornament made of our picture. Here's another one. And I want to say I'm grateful for Theresa. Theresa was murdered at the end of July. She was my best friend on the East Coast. And it was very much a loss. And that's why a lot of the divas aren't here today, because they are doing a tribute to her in Erie, Pennsylvania today. And and she was well loved. So we're thinking about you, Theresa, and we know that you're here with us. So shall we get to the raffle?
There's one more hand if you want to take it.
Oh, yes, Rochelle.
I just wanted to send a message of gratitude that within a month of each other, I get to meet my Erie family for the first time, and I get to give you all hugs. And a month later, I get to meet my PWN family and get to give you all hugs. There's too many people on this panel to shout out to, but I did want to highlight 3 of you in particular. Heidi, I don't even know where to start with you. So we're just going to leave it at that because I don't want to be a bawling baby. But Heidi was the beginning of it all for me, to go from a solo person to put myself out there in so many ways. Theresa, for trusting me with Cash, your grandson, during the pandemic, tutoring him, loving him. Thank you so much for that honor. And then there's Patty, and there's too many words. But I got to meet her a month ago in real life. And if you know Patty, she is such a gift from God. She takes you and sees you and loves you. And I'm so grateful. And I'm just so grateful that these communities all got to come together. I've met so many of you one-on-one through Zoom calls and what have you. And so it's just a pleasure to be able to like step out of my old self and step back into my new self that I tried to start over the last 3 years. And that I just get to know you. And one more shout out, Jody, your Facebook posts give me so much joy every single day. And I cannot wait to meet you in like, what, a month and a half now. And you just inspire me so much and you speak to my soul. So thank you for that, because you are such a gift to this world.
Thank you, Rochelle. That was beautiful. We have time. You know, I prayed today and I asked God to stretch my day out. And look, we've got even more. Does anybody have a burning desire to speak right now? Raise your hand.
Hi, everybody. I just want to thank Carrie and Traci. Carrie, I have known for over a decade, and we've been working together off and on. And just most recently, we've been reunited and working together, and that's been lovely. And I believe it was through her that I learned about the Gather community and Traci. And it's been really nice to have this kind of community when I'm so far away on this little tiny rock in the middle of the ocean. So thank you to all of you women. And I just love the changes we're making in this world. So thank you. I appreciate you all.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Courtney. Okay, my queen, did you have something to say?
Yes, I just wanted to say to you, my diva. So this is just a Theresa, I'm combining all my divas. Just another special shout out to you. You are such an inspiration to me, and I know to all these women here. You walk your talk. You just embody prosperity and support. And you all know, everybody in this room, anything that you do, the first person that signs up for your seminar, Theresa, the first person that buys your necklace is Theresa. You just say yes. And that this woman just gets on a plane. She goes, I have divas in Erie, Pennsylvania. It doesn't matter. It's a little complicated getting here to the small airport. She just jumps on a plane. She just shows up. And that's, again, I think what we've all been saying, step into your spotlight, show up, play bigger, and you're a true inspiration to me. So thank you so much, and for pulling us all together.
You don't know how much that means to me, Heidi. Really, really. Thank you so much. Yes, those American Express miles, those air miles pay off. They do. And I get to see my buddies. Thank you. Okay, it looks like we're heading towards a wrap up. Love to everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
You.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Theresa.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you.
Love you guys. Love you, love you, love you.
Bye.
Bye.